Hello everyone, welcome back to Frostpunk. I'm House Gnome Gaming. This will likely be our last episode. We are finishing up with the exploration of the new areas that open. The storm is coming in. We are losing areas out here that are going to be no longer accessible to us. So all we have left is 5 days of in-game time to get through. We have to get these three scout teams back in and then survive the storm. We have plenty of automatons running everything. We are really stocked up on our food, our coal, our wood, our steel. There's not much else that we have to do. We're on a waiting game now. Hungry Mother. Sir, a woman has come to plead with you. She wants more food rations, but the cooks say that she has already received her allowance. I beg you, Captain, the woman says in a trembling voice. Your men mean well, but they must have made a mistake. I need 2 rations, one for me and one for my sick child. Please. If our hope and discontent were in a different position, I would probably tell her no. But we're fine. We could take the discontent hit. Just to be nice. Alright, so we've got one team at Camp Compass. We're going to send them out to the ice caves. Hopefully this is the last place to explore. I've got a second team heading to Camp Compass just in case we find more areas, but I don't think we do. I think this is the last one. We're going to get a 10-degree warm-up in the morning. Once we do, we're going to build some more resource storage to store all our resources, and then we're just going to wait. People are getting upset and desperate. You're going to start seeing more and more comments down here at the bottom that are going to be negative. All right, let's get the resource depots built. While it's a little bit warmer. Food theft causes riots. Sir, we investigated the discrepancies between the raw food use and output for the cookhouse. Turns out that cooks are stealing food. People are furious. We caught 2 thieves. They say they wanted to secure their families before the storm shuts down the food supply. We can banish them, we can post guards, or we can just say, that's okay, and let them keep stealing. We're going to post guards to supervise the cooks, though. I don't really want to banish anybody. I mean, we can definitely lose the people. We're not using them for much. And you can see our sick is going up because we've got people working out in this negative 60-degree cold. We zoom in some. You see these purple areas freezing, and these little blue dots right here, those are our workers. And because they're blue, you know that they're basically freezing also. So we're going to get a lot of sick having them build. But that's okay, we've got time to heal them. Alright, ice caves. Numerous frozen bodies lie on the cave floor. They must have run out of fuel for their stoves. By the dead bodies, we have found many crates filled with papers, a testimony of the extensive research dedicated to fluctuations of the Earth's magnetic field. It's too heavy to understand by our scouts and too heavy to bring to the city. And that's it. There's nothing else to do. So we're going to bring these scouts home. And we are going to disband the scouts that are here. And we collected their technology. Not sure which one they brought in, because we studied so much stuff. It wasn't the coal mining, so clearly it was something we already owned. Alright, we're in a really good spot. If you look at our economy tab, we're producing way more coal than we're burning, and we have a huge stockpile. We've got 15 days worth of coal at our current burn level. Of course, once the storm hits, that is going to go way higher. We've got 1,000 wood a day that we're gaining, and we are turning 672 of that into coal every day. We're not doing any steel, but we're not using any steel either. We are bringing in a 405 surplus of raw food every day that we are turning into a surplus of rations. What's that, about 150, 170 extra rations a day. We're not eating soup, we're making standard meals, which is going to keep everybody happier. We have a lot of empty beds. Technically, we could build some more medical posts right around the generator, and we might do that just because there's not much else to do while we wait. And everybody is living in a house. There's no one in our care house. Everybody's got shelter. Everybody's got nice warm shelter. So we are in as good a shape as we can be for this storm. All right, we have another group here. 3 more hours and our last group will be here, and the storm will be here in 4 days. Okay, now we can disband the scouts. That's our last thing to do, so now it's just stockpiling resources until the storm hits. Doom-mongering drunks. Sir, a dozen or so people got drunk and took to the streets. They were chasing after women, yelling that we should have some fun before the storm kills us all. What should we do with them? Well, we don't need these 12 people. We should banish them because that is just not good behavior. And if we let them stay, they're going to raise discontent because nobody else wants this behavior. So let's banish them. We don't need them for anything. And one of them worked in the propaganda center, and one was a guard. It's probably a good thing that we banished them. Let's go ahead and... Oh, okay, here we go. We got the advanced wall drill and the advanced coal mine. Oh no, we had already learned that one. The advanced coal mine is what we learned from the technology we brought in. Which we didn't really need. So the free technology was skipping this tree right here and taking us all the way down to the advanced coal mine. There was some other technology, but we'd already studied it, so we're not worried about that. All right, we've got our 20 prosthetics, so we're going to turn this factory off. I think... Go ahead and build a few more medical posts around the center. That way, during the storm, we got some close by medical facilities. We have plenty of people to put in them to work. Preparations finished. The people you saved barely managed to reach the city in time. At least we have a critical supply of food ready. There's not much time left. We should use it to prepare whatever else we can. After the storm hits, there'll be nothing we can do but wait it out. And as you can see, we're going to hang out at 60 degrees for another 2 days. We'll drop 1 level, and then we'll drop another level the next day. And then right here is our storm. This is the beginning of our storm. Once it hits, there's not much we can do. So I am going to staff up these medical posts. And then I'm going to skip some time in this video, and I'll see you back when the storm hits.
We must work harder.
Sir, the people employed at this guard station refuse to work today. They intend to spend the entire shift praying. We've been working like madmen, sir, but there's only so much we can do to prepare. Let's face it, this is the end of the world. Through prayer, we can find the hope of deliverance whatever happens. We can force them to work and let them pray. We'll let them pray. Sir, an argument erupted between some workers last night. Some of them wanted a portion of the resources their facility produces so they can prepare for the storm. It came to blows, and though nobody was seriously injured, tensions are running high. Keep me updated. People are starting to get more and more upset over this upcoming storm. Mob storms the stockpiles. Sir, a crowd of terrified people has stormed the stockpiles and started plundering our supplies. We managed to fight them off, but they demanded wood for heating and to reinforce their homes. We'd need 1,400 wood to supply everybody. Well, we have 1,400 wood and we could just give it to them. We could disperse the crowd, which will cause injuries. Or we can take a hit to our hope and discontent and tell them, no way, the city comes first. We're doing really well with our supplies, so we'll give them the 1,400 wood. On harder levels, I typically either disperse the crowd or tell them to, go away. All right. We are about to have our storm hit. We're going to go ahead and shut down any buildings that are going to be run by workers that aren't absolutely necessary. We can have automatons run the cookhouses. We can pull them off of a building, and any supplies that come in from our hangars, they will cook up for us. By turning the buildings off, people will still be able to eat, but it'll make our rations last a little bit longer. We've only got the steam level up to 3 right now, which is keeping everything livable but not warm. I'm going to keep our propaganda center open as long as we can. It's currently chilly. So we're going to turn on this steam hub to keep it warm, because we want the hope that comes from that propaganda center for as long as we can. I did just run the bulletin, so it'll take 2 days. We may not get another cooldown off of it. We will see. And I also ran the guard centers while I could. All right. I'm going to pause the child shelters because I do not want them running while the storm is running, because it gets too cold. We want the kids to stay home because we don't want them sick. As the hunters come back in, we're going to shut their buildings down. And we can see it has now dropped to negative 90 degrees. The storm hits the city. A howling gale bursts upon the city, and the generator creaks and groans under the weight of the wind. Pale faces turn toward rattling windows. Trembling lips utter words of prayer. The cold will be brutal. Hunting is impossible. The soil in the hothouses will freeze. We'll have to make do with the food we've stockpiled. So if you don't have enough food stockpiled for the storm, you're going to have people starve. So make sure you're getting that food stockpiled early on. We've prepared well for the coming storm. Now all that's left is to survive until it passes. Alright. So these buildings aren't working, but the hunters that are out will come back in. As soon as we see the blimps start to land, we can shut them down. Alright, do we have all those shut down? No. Okay. So if we hover here, we've got guard stations. We don't want the public house open either. And we have people in the guard stations. We have engineers in medical facilities and the propaganda center, and everything else is being run by automatons. No children in shelters. So everybody should be home. It's chilly. We'll kick that steam level up to 4. We're going to pull one of the automatons off of a charcoal kiln. And we'll put them in a cookhouse to cook up these rations that were brought in. Now it's just a waiting game. As you can see, we're going to get temperature drops consistently for the next several in-game days till we hit this one with a 3-level drop. And people are getting sick. And our care facilities are getting patients in them. I'm going to turn to 24 hours to finish getting the food cooked up. Alright, we're down to a negative 100 degrees. You can see everything's chilly now. Discontent went up a little bit, hope dropped a little bit. Okay, we've cooked up all of our resources, so we'll turn that building off and put this guy back on the charcoal kiln. Lots of sick people. Hell indeed has frozen over. Another 10 degrees. And now we are cold at home. We're really going to start getting the sick now. Time to turn the heat on in our medical facilities. Another 10-degree drop tomorrow. I'm gonna cycle on the overdrive to warm things up a little bit. But remember, this is where that 25% slowing on how long it takes to heat up and how long it takes to cool down that I talked about a few episodes back is going to come in. So we're going to have to cycle this to make sure that we can get through this huge temperature drop. We're going to have to keep a close eye on it. Another 10-degree drop. 120. Sir, one of our engineers has come crashing through the door, white-faced, demanding to see you. I've run the calculations with the new data. The storm will pass in a couple of days, but the temperature just before the end will drop drastically. Nothing can protect us from such cold. Panic is starting to spread, and people are losing all hope. We have to stay strong. All right, we're going to run our last propaganda and our last guard station to get that hope up. We're going to lose all of this hope as soon as that big storm arrives, though. Sir, a group of people employed at this medical post refuse to go to work. They say they want to spend their final hours with their families. What should we do? We're going to force them to work. We've got a lot of sick people right now. We're going to turn the overdrive off as soon as the day breaks again, because we need it to cool down so that we can run it during the significant drop. Assuming we can make it to daybreak, we may not be able to. Alright, we're going to have to go ahead and shut it down. We're hitting critical state. We need it to be ready for us to run. Everybody is freezing. Very cold in the houses. Hopefully they have blankets. Sir, even more people have abandoned their workplaces. They're completely petrified. Many of them don't believe we'll make it. This time, the entire staff of this propaganda center has refused to go to work. That's okay. They can stay home. Everybody can stay home now. There goes all the hope. Discontent's up because everybody's so cold. The medical facilities are now crowded. Miracles happen. Sir, it's a miracle. The man who went looking for his daughter is back. He brought her with him. He says that he found her soon after leaving the city, but then they got lost and had to wait for a lull in the blizzard to find their way back. They're both exhausted and frostbitten, but very happy. Well, excellent, because we have 20 prosthetics if we need it. And we've got frostbite happening. One of our people's become gravely ill due to the frostbite. Yeah, nobody's working in the cold, except the guards. You know what? You guys can go home. We're all our guard checks. We don't really need them right now. Nobody's out patrolling. We'll get you a new arm or leg or whatever you're missing as soon as it warms back up. Okay. Our temperature has dropped on our generator just in time for the big drop in temperature. And here it goes. Sir, most of our people have abandoned their workplaces to stay home with their families. Only the medical facilities are still functioning. The city holds its breath, waiting for whatever the end will bring. We have to stay strong. Turn the overdrive on. Best we can do. Got heat to everything that we can heat up, which is not much. So you can see even with all 4 steam levels and our overdrive going, it's the warmest we can make it. This storm is just a killer. $659 freezing people, 100 people being treated, 1 person who's an amputee, 200 sick people that can't even get into the medical facilities. The wind dies down and the temperature finally starts to rise. An eerie silence descends on the city. We made it. That was the end. Not a single unscripted death in this normal run. We have survived. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this Let's Play and tutorial on Frostpunk New Home normal mode. If you did, please leave a comment and let me know if you'd like to see more episodes of Frostpunk. I can do any of the scenarios. I'm a little better at the original 4, but I can do the last 2. If you'd like to see me do any of the original 4 on a harder difficulty, please let me know, and we'll see what we can arrange. And if you enjoyed this playthrough of Frostpunk, please like and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm so that I know what you enjoy seeing. And we didn't cross a line. There's an alternate to that where if we do questionably moral choices, that we have crossed the line. But I try to always get the good endings. 680 people, negative 30 degrees Celsius. Once again, I'm House Gnome Gaming. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like below. If you'd like to see more, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified when new videos come out. Once again, I'm House Gnome Gaming. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.